Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here, and it is our weekly reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Brightburn, the latest film produced by James Gunn and directed by one of his brothers and one of his cousins. So, if you don't want spoilers, get out. So, let's dive on into the good. James Gunn absolutely killed it as producer. He absolutely nailed every single part of this movie, the way it's supposed to be made. It honestly feels unreal just how well done and well shot this movie is. The cast is absolutely outstanding. I forget a lot of their names, but the guy, whoever plays the kid, did great. But the real star here was the mom. She put so much emotion into this performance, and I'm so happy she did. The dad was really cool too. Coming out of it, the mom was probably my favorite character, which kind of got me upset when, spoiler alert, she dies. But she should have been more careful trying to, kill Brandon. Yeah, the cast puts their absolute all into this, man. Every single one of them, when the woman that gets the glass in her eye, when she's pulling the glass shard out of her eye, you feel every single bit of agonizing pain. And when the dude that plays Uncle Noah is trying to, reattach his jaw, that is absolutely freaking brutal. And you just watch as he slowly realizes, he is done. And then, it makes you think that, what if this happened to you? Extremely horrifying imagery, like it says on here. Some of the stuff that happens in this movie is absolutely freaking terrifying. And it's terrifying just thinking about it happening to that person, but, like I said, what if it happened to you? That'd be even more terrifying. But the premise for this is absolutely super engaging and terrifying. Like I said, it's interesting. It's like, he's given these powers he has these powers of, basically Superman. And it's basically what would happen if instead of going towards the light like Superman did and helping people, what would happen if instead of, saving people and being a good person, he turned the other direction and, turned bad. And I know he says he wants to do good in the final, moments, but it's very clear by the final scene that he is not. Because he's been betrayed, basically, he feels betrayed by everyone that he thought was his friend, everyone that he loved, his family, all of that. So, I really hope we get a sequel of this, by the way, because I would totally be down to watch it, because some of the stuff that, goes down in this movie, it does set up a sequel, sort of. The counselor woman, the aunt, she is still alive, so she could possibly try, an attempt to get revenge. Is anyone gonna find out about the immense amount of death that's been going around in, this town? And, we don't necessarily know what, could happen, what are the consequences if they find out. So it would be interesting to see, the repercussions of what happens, when they do find out what Brandon is capable of. And, that's why I think they should totally do a sequel. I would watch it, other people would watch it, it would be great, I'm sure James Gunn would do it. And his cousin and his brother, they would be totally down to do it. I know the kid that plays Brandon Breyer, he would totally be down to do it. Because he looks like, even though he doesn't engage much in the audience, I feel like he's totally down for a sequel. Because he seemed, He may not have been engaged in the audience, like I said, but he was engaged in the movie and in the role. So I found that really entertaining and really nice. So yeah, kudos to all the actors and all that there. So yeah, let's move on to the bad. There's only like one thing. Now on to the bad. Now, the humor in this movie is very displaced. There are moments in this movie where some dark, creepy stuff is happening, or just some creepy imagery is going on, and just they throw some humor in there. It's dark humor, so it sort of works. But, this is a movie where a kid is killing, his dad, his mom, everything. So, that's not really the type of movie I would put in a lot of humor. I would put a lot of humor in, but they do. And honestly, I would have rather had them put that or sprinkle that humor throughout the whole movie than just certain parts. So that was like really the only problem I had with this, because there isn't really many flaws with this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So now we're going to get to the final grade. So, the final grade is an A+. Brightburn proves to be a dark and horrifying movie, while just some minor nitpicks in there for me in terms of humor sprinkled somewhere in this movie. There is hands down hardly anything wrong with this. It's creepy, it's cynical, it's hard to watch as a viewer, witnessing these horrible things happen to these people. The ending, it's sort of, it's just a huge, collaboration of violence, maiming, gore, things that I love, really, and find awesome in a horror movie. And like I said, man, a lot of the stuff in this movie is incredibly dark, and it hurts to watch some of the scenes, man, because you're witnessing, things happening to people that, if it happened to you, that would, oh my gosh, like the uncle getting his jaw broken when Brandon drops the car. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. And in a way, he's just slowly realizing that he's not gonna, make it. That's also extremely terrifying. And really, one of the only things that didn't, get to me was the friggin' the diner worker's death. Even though, her pulling the glass out of her eye is extremely brutal, they've shown her dying, her getting tackled by Brandon in the trailer, so that kind of got ruined for me. But other than that, really, guys, I would suggest this to anybody who is a fan of, horror, whether it's, and by the way, this is a new genre. Superhero horror is what James Gunn is calling it. I'm excited to see more from it. But if you like some, are you down for some horror, some sci-fi, a little bit of, heroism in there, you guys need to check out Brightburn. It's in theaters right now. So yeah, that was my review for Brightburn. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.